Okay, so far we already talked about array, we talk about pointer, we talk about processing of a file, we talk about module. Okay, so we are going into the string. So string, the most important part is the string functions. So they are string length, string copy, string uncopy, string compare, okay, string concatenate. These are different from what you know about string in Java. Okay, but these different functions are very important. You need to remember whatever I'm talking about here. Okay, so first thing is that you need to know about string representation and the array. The difference for array of character and the string is you have a array of character, you would have char, and then you have C string that's called talk about S3. So you put A, B, C there, but this is not a string. A string is maybe it's a char S4, then you put A, B, C, and the ending part you need to put a zero in there. This one we call it a zero because it's actually is a hexadecimal 00. Okay, 00 hexadecimal 0 there. So it's just like a bit of the zero. A bit of the zero. You need to put such a mark in there. So this one is a ASCII code a bit 0. We write it as in this way. Quote backslash 0. You need to put it in that. Then that is considered to be a string. If not, then it's not a string. Okay. If not, then it's not a string. So let's actually try to do some experiment. So right here, let's assume that we have the string number 1, that's C. Okay. I said this one we talked about it before, that a string end with 0, that we talked about it before. But here we just kind of review it. So a character array A of 3, you can assign the value of A, B, C to it. But there's no length, so you actually need to have a length. So let's call it define a length. Okay, 3. So here you put a length. This is a constant. It's a constant. So we declare by it. And then if you want a string, it's not like that. You have to declare a string as. So here, using this same data, then you have to use define. As length need to be 4 because you need to use you need to put in A, B, C, and then put a backslash 0 there in order to create a string. So these two data in the memory, they actually created as A, B, C, A, B, C, backslash 0. Okay, these are how it in the memory will be. So now let's actually do print f percentage s slash n, and then let's print a. After we print a, let's actually print f another one. Let's actually print percentage s backslash n. Let's also print s. Okay, so you print two array, print a and then print s, and then see what happens. So what will happen is when you print A, it doesn't print ABC, it print ABC, ABC 0, because you print this and they do not see, because you use a string format to print A, you do not see a backslash n, you don't have this one. So after it finish, it continue to for more memory until you see a backslash n, a backslash 0, then you stop. So your print percentage S will continue to print until you see a backslash 0. So you will see ABC, ABC. If you print this S, you will terminate. So a string is an array of character ending with 0. This 0 is 0, 0, or A bit 0. 0 means hexadecimal 0. Okay. So that's the concept. You have to know that a string ends with this. So string and the character is actually not the same. So if you want to convert a array to a array of character to a string, you have to add one more byte to store a backslash 0 there. Okay. So that's assuming that you want to create a B. So B character B would be ALAN plus 1. Okay. So you want to load. You want to actually wrap up a array of characters to a string. So that's assume that B is a wrapper of a array of character. So it's a string, but it's actually a wrapper of the A. So what you do, you actually need to do here should be void, okay. And then this one is wrapping. Wrapping means that you load in the A array to B. Okay, so you want to load the character source array to here. You don't do this. Okay, you are loading from A to S. Okay, from A to S. So you will need to use pointer is better because you are going to modify the content. Okay, so character, and then here is destination. Okay, and then integer length. So basically, you are going to copy from source to destination and then one by one. Okay. Also, after that, you will do for integer I equal 0, I less than less than the length, I increase. Okay, so the source I will be assigned to the destination. The same data will be loaded there. And at the end, the destination's length plus 1 should be equal to the backslash 0 item. So that's how you wrap up your here, let's call it B, yeah, to wrap up your array of characters. So now you do this, you do wrapping. Your destination is B, your source is A, the length of A is A length. And then after that, you print now percentage S N and then B. Okay. Let me save it. Wrapping B source to destination. Okay, so A to B. Okay. Source to destination. Okay, so B now, A, B, C is a string. When you print out, it's a string. Okay, so that's wrapping. And unwrapping is opposite. So let's do unwrapping. Unwrapping, you will actually you will be getting a string to a array of characters. So you have a char string, char array of characters. And integer length. Okay. So this array of characters will be shorter than by one to the string. Okay. So this length, if you are from the string, your length, say you have 5 characters, and in fact there's a backslash 0, so you actually need to count one more. So this one is the length plus 1. You need to it's actually length plus 1. So you actually need to deduct one later from the A. Okay, so here let's assume that you have the B, you want to copy to a B, then you actually need to use the length of this. You need to be using the A length. So you do unwrapping from B to B, use the length of 3. This one is the A length. So here is 4, integer I equals 0, I less than length I increase. You still copy, but you copy from str I back to A. You still do that, but the last backslash 0, you don't include it in the length of the whole thing. Okay. So after that, you actually need to do for integer I equals 0, I less than A then. I increase print F backslash C, and then print each one of these characters. After that, you print F a backslash N, okay, because you do not change line. You have to do that. It's actually handling the array of characters is more difficult, okay? So that's wrong. Okay, print another one. Now this one is actually a wrapping and unwrapping of the array to character, character to array of characters. Okay, I'm sorry, array of character to string, string to array of characters. That's the basic word. Secondly, let's actually look at string length, string copy, string uncopy, string whatever is different things. Okay, so now let's actually look at here string length. Okay, let's look at string length. So let's assume that actually right here, let's actually look string 2. So let's copy the same data over. Okay, let's assume that you still have the A and then S. Let's still assuming that you have these two. Because you are going to use the string length, so you need to include the string h. Okay. Now you want to know about the string length. So let's assume that there is an integer s length will be equal to let's actually call it a length. So a length should be equal to, you call the string length of a, you want to find that and you print it. Okay, so you print the variable a length. So now let's see when you call the string length, what happens. So you actually get a 6. Why is a 6? This, again, you are calling the string length, so you are looking at the memory right here. So it's 1, 2, 3. There's no backslash 0 there, so you continue to count until you see this one. So the string length is from here to here, so it actually is a 6. Is okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to look at the length of the S, you do integer S length equals string length of A, then print F. Okay, here should be S. Then you got a 3. Okay, so you actually really the string length function looking for this to see how long it is. Okay, so this is the string length function. Now next one, this one is important. You know how. So next one is the, let's do string compare. We talk about actually more popular function. This string compare is very important because usually we do compare equals. Okay, equals. So you may declare two strings. Let's actually do char str1. Okay, char str2. Okay, so you do have a two string, so let's actually do comparison. First one, let's compare S and str1, okay? So we will have a, let's actually look at here, okay? We will have a, let's have a, so let's compare these two first, okay? Compare S and str1. So we have a string compare, CMP. Okay, string compare, when you don't know about a function, you search for internet. There is a source and there's two string you want to compare. So there is two string you want to compare that actually is string 1 and string 2 you want to compare, okay? So string 1 and string 2 compare, you are alphabetically comparing it, okay? So when you compare two string, so you will do if the string compare of two string, now the string right now is S and str1 equal 0. So this one is the same as you talk about It's the same. This is equivalent to saying that h dot equals str1. Okay. Or if you look at it into another way, it's actually s dot compare to str1 equals 0. Okay, these two things are the same. Okay. So these are the comparison of the two string, and then what you want to do is that sometimes you would like to do equals checking. So you would say it's true or false, right? So here you may have actually let's do this. Actually, let's do char true or false. Let's do it SEQ. Okay. So your true or false, it actually will be 5 later. So let's put a 6 later there. And then you say print. So you print a string. Because this Boolean condition, you use a conditional statement. If it's true, it will give you a string. If it is a false, it will give you a false string. But you cannot put it in here. You have to declare it outside. So let's declare it outside to become a global variable. Inside the if is a local variable. So you do this. Okay, you do this. This you cannot do it in this way. Let's see. Okay, I'm sorry. You basically just don't use the if. So let's just copy it outside. This is easier to do if you just do this. Okay, you don't need to use the if, because if will create trouble. So let's just do this. So this portion is conceptual. Let's actually do conceptual. It actually is conceptual. Just give you the example. Okay, let me comment it out. But anyway, this will be enough. Okay, to do string comparison and then give the string of true or false. So embedded here you need to have a equal 0. Should be a Boolean variable. Embedded initializer, it doesn't take this one. So let's declare. And then SEQ. No, it doesn't take this one. Let's do string copy. To SEQ. String copy is copy from source string to destination string. So source string is one of these to the destination. Okay. So you copy from one string to the other string. So let's actually do this. Let's say one more time. Nothing get out. Let me see. Something wrong. Still something wrong. Let me see. It's a little bit too complicated. Okay, let me see. Let's see. This one a little bit too complicated. Let's declare a Boolean condition. Integer. E equals this. Okay. And then you have char star SEQ equals B condition true or false. Let's change it in this way. Okay. One more time. I'm sorry. Okay. Then you get a true if two are the same. Okay. So this one is the equal Boolean value, and then you convert the equal to a printout string. Okay. So printout string depending on your comparison result. So a little bit very complicated anyway, okay? A little bit very complicated. So let's assume that you want to do copy of the string 2 to a string 3. So let's do string 3. So string 3, you actually will, okay, string 3. Then you need to copy from string 2 to string 3. So here you would do string copy str2 to str3, okay. And then you do print f. So string str copy is to copy from one string to the other. It's not okay. It's not okay. So you have to assign some length for it. So let's assign 5 since you copy from 2 to it. Okay. 2 had 4 letters. You need to add. Actually, is 5 letters because there is a hidden backslash zero in the string. So you need to copy that as well. Okay. Let me check. Okay, let me check. Then this one is string copy. String copy, destination to source. I'm sorry. So this is destination to source. So you always need to check which one is destination, which one is source. They are not always the same. You see the comparison and the string copy, they are using different string source and destination. Okay, this is source, is destination. So this one is from here to here. Need to always be aware of that. Okay, these different functions are not really that easy to use. You have to get used to it. Okay, so these are commonly used functions. So there's a string copy. There's a string uncopy. So uncopy is copy n characters. So you may have an array. You may want to copy only n character from the array to another one. You may not want to copy all everything. So let's look at string uncopy. There's a string copy. There's a string uncopy. So string copy is copy characters from string. So this one you may have 40 from a string 2 is a string 1, is a string 2, and then you would use the size of 2 to do string copy. Okay, and you can copy only 5 characters. Okay, let's look at this program. So this one you do have a string, string 1, string 2, string 3, okay? Then you copy from string 1 to string 2 using the size of string 2. So you copy the all 40 data. So I think everything will be copied there. And then from string 2, you copy to string 3, you only copy 5 characters. After you copy 5 characters from string 2, you put a backslash 0 there. So you kind of stop it. Okay, you kind of stop it. And then you put the 3 string, you put the 3 string, put function is simple, actually print the whole string, okay, to the monitor. Okay, so you put these 3 string. It's similar to printf. We seldom use, but it's the same. Okay, so you only to be space. Okay, any question? This is uncopy. Okay, uncopy means copy n letters from the source to destination. Is that okay? Any question?
No.
What if I want to copy this or not to a new string? What will happen? Okay, let's see how it works. So here you do have an index. Let's put the index on. So the index from here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So this OR is actually index 6. Okay, it's index 6. So you want to copy from index 6 with the 6 letters. What should you do? Okay, so let's do this. So let's have a character str4. This one you're going to put the OR space not. So totally 6 letters. So you need to declare 7 character there. Okay. And then you want to copy the OR not into there. So you will do string copy, string uncopy. Okay, string uncopy. So the source is your str, what? Your str1. So str1's address plus 6, since your index is starting from 6. Copy for actually totally size of the string is 6 letters. or not, right? Or not. And you copy to string 4. Okay. Then you do puts str4 to print a string out. Okay. You'll be or not. Is that okay?
Wait, can you re-explain the str1 plus 6 part?
str1 is array name. Array name is the address, starting address of here. So you give the address of the index 6 here. It actually is this address plus 6.
Oh, okay.
Or if you don't use that, say you don't use str1 plus 6, let's try another way to do it. How about doing this? How about you do this? Give the address of the 6th element, because this is the same. str1 plus 6. This is a address calculation, and the str1, 6, these two are the same. So let's actually review this address and pointer one more time. Actually, you do have a array. You put ABC in there, whatever, okay, whatever ABC in there. So this is array of string is called str1. So when you say str1 6 is a char, okay, and then you store with whatever ABC in there, then str1 itself equivalent to the address. str1 itself is equivalent to the address of str1 0 is actually is the first address of the first element, the address of the first element. So you do str1 plus 6 is equivalent to the address of str1 with index 6 address, the 6 elements address. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think we explained this in the when we do pointer calculation. Okay. But it's okay, good question, okay? So this is the same. Either way is the same. This is string uncopy. If you want to copy a few characters from one side to the other, you do that, and you do this. Is the same. Okay, that's a copy. So n usually is copy n part, not the whole thing. Okay. So string n compare the same, it doesn't compare the whole thing. You may only compare maybe only 6 data from there. This is uncompare. Concatenate the same thing. You concatenate the string 1 with the string 2, connecting together to create a new string. But here unconcatenate only concatenate part of it. Okay. str char, let's see, str char, I'm not sure what it is. Let's check what is str char. So str is a standard library special from in purpose to locate the first occurrence, so the index of. Okay, so there's an integer c. So you want to search for a character, you want to see which is the first occurrence of that c character. Okay, so that's called. So this one is like equivalent to index of a capital C. Okay, so let's try this one. So this one is called is that, okay? So let's assume that we are trying to find the first lowercase t, okay, see what is the index. So let's have the index, the int index for str. So you would actually try to find from str1 to find the capital T and then put in the F. Okay. It's actually returning a capital star. It doesn't return in a integer. So actually let's assume that it actually is capital star. So this one, it would be, you want to convert it to index, you have to do minus str. You have to do minus str1. That's the starting address. So you use that address to minus that address. Then you got 11. Okay. It is 11. Any question?
No.
It is looking at a t, but it will return a pointer. It doesn't return a integer. So it's like pointer to this t character. Now, you got that pointer, that's considered is the pointer. So you want to know about what is the index right here. Then you use the pointer to minus the beginning pointer to here. The ages of first later. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So how about if you want to find a string, you want to find the not, index of not. Okay, so let's do here, let's do okay, let's assume that then you want to find the index of the string. So let's assume that you get a string that's each is string one. Okay. You got this string one and you actually put it into the pointer right here. And then you need to know about how long it is. And then you also need to know about the pattern. You want to know about it not, and the not is the length, okay? So what you should do is that, okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to do integer as length need to be equal to. So here you are actually looking at the string one. So you do string length of the str1. Okay, you can do that, or you directly do index of, let's call it j. Okay, so j equals string of you are going to find a string of your string one that actually your str1 to a string of let's just say you're looking for nut. So this is as length and nut is 3, okay? So you do integer length. Okay. So you got that two number. Of course, you can directly put it there. So you do strlen, okay, US len, and then strlen of your nut. Okay, these two variable you can actually bypass these two definition, but let's keep it there. Okay, you pass these two number and you store it into that. Okay, and you do if you not found it, you would return -1. Okay. So here if actually it should be starting from for integer I equals 0, I less than actually S1 minus P1 plus 1. Okay, the window size of a P1. Okay, window size of P1. And I increased. So if str compare of str to PAT plus to PAT. So it's a string plus I compared to the pattern for the size of the pattern. So this is an n compare. Part of string compared to part of string equals 0. Then you return I. This will give you the index of function. There's no index of function in C language that you can use. You have to write it in your own way. Okay? So you get that J and you print. Okay, this is index of function. Okay. It actually J not shown. J not shown. Let's see, something wrong. Let's put a 3 there. Let's see. Okay, it's 9. It doesn't take that string length of a. It doesn't take that number. It must be a constant. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Actually, they got it already. I'm sorry. They got it already. So here, let's do str length of the month one more time. I just want to make sure, okay? Actually, they get it already. Okay, so this is okay. A little bit complicated, okay? That's the index of function. Let's look at this is string tokenization, talk, okay, string talk. Okay, string talk. So then another function called string talk. So it's a tokenized string, meaning that breaking down into tokens. So what will happen is that you actually use a delimiter, and this one string tokenizer would return a pointer to characters. Okay. So you have a string source string, you have delimiter, that's actually a pointer of a character, so that's another string. Okay, so you return a non-null, you will return, let's see, let's look at the example. So here you have this whatever, okay, and then you use these two letters as denominator. And then you keep tokening, you keep tokening, keep tokening. So this one is like a little bit like a next function. So when it not equal to null, you can still tokenize. You actually get the next token. I think this null is wrong. This should be the str, not the null. Okay, let's actually copy this one. Let's copy this one as an example. Use this one, okay? This one, let's call it tokenization. So let's call it string number 4. If you want to do tokenization, no, I didn't copy. Copy one more time. Put it right here. Okay. So here you do have this apple, banana, orange graph, and your delimiter is the separator. You want to split. So this actually is equivalent to split. So you take the first token's edges, then you go through the remaining tokens. So this tokenizer, putting the null here means that you are not going to use a new edges. You're actually using the previous edges, continue to do that. So you get a token, you compare it's not null. If not null, you print it. If not null, you print it. If not null, you print it, okay? And then you will actually get the token. So let's see. Let's actually save and run. So you get these tokens print now. Okay, let's try a different way. So this is using the tokens. So let's look at if we have an array of tokens. So let's do char star tokens. This one is array of strings. Okay. How many of them we don't know, but let's put the 10. Okay. And then let's also have a counter. So let's actually do T then. Okay, so we have array of strings, and you want to assign all of them to the arrays. Let's assume that you actually do the same thing. So you do tokenization, you token to the token one more time. Okay, you start in the do tokenization, and then you do while the token not equal to null, you do the following thing. You do what? You do the assignment of the token to the data. So you get a token, and then it's not null, so you do string copy. String copy what? From your token to your tokens as P plus plus. This one don't call it length, call it P a pointer, okay? Okay, P is a pointer, so you actually do copy to it. And after that, you get a new token. But using null means that you don't start a new tokenization. You don't start a new tokenization. So you finish that, then you actually tokens become an array of strings. So after that, you do printf, print out, split result. Okay, so let's do integer I equal 0, I less than P, I increase, and then print the F. Here you should have your tokens I. Okay, so this one is tokenized one by one, and then you actually print it. Here is tokenization, but you actually get a token and then copy it to a array of tokens. Okay. You get a something wrong. You get something wrong. You don't get whatever you want. Here, let's do precision. You do copy. Again, I make a mistake. This is from the source to destination. So I make mistake. Okay, it's destination first. Still wrong. Let me check the string copy. Okay. String copy is destination. Yeah, it's destination. So it actually should be destination. The inches of that. Token is a string, so this one should be token is a array of character by itself. So this one is array of pointers. So let's do ages. You have a tokens. No, it should be okay. Let's see. So let's see. No, let me do it here. So right after it, let's print it. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it this way. After we copy, we print it right away. Okay. Let's save. Still not working. Let me see something wrong. So after here, let me comment it out. Okay. Comment it out. Okay. Keep the previous one. Let's see. So this one, okay. Let's actually get the new token. So starting from here, let's actually, if we do token one more time, what'll happen? That's printed right away. Okay. The last one, let's redo it. Let's see what happened. You get apple. So here you still get apple. So this one is correct. So while it's not null, so you go into here, this one, no problem. Okay, let's go up to here. So every time you get a token, you copy to the token P. Tokens P, this is array of token pointers. So you are going to use this one is a pointer. Each one of them is a pointer. So you do token P, you do string copy from token to tokens P, and you do print token P. Let's look at this one, see what happened. Is something wrong already? Here, this one doesn't work. It's an array of strings. Let's do this, okay? Here, it's an array of characters. Let's do this. It's an array of strings. Let's try this. So we print apples. And then it doesn't print anything else. P++. String copy token P. It doesn't work here. Okay. Okay, let me try one more time. Let's actually delete, make it easier. Before we do anything else, let's just do print the token one more time. Okay. Still apples. Why still apples? Why still apples? It's still apples. After apples, you cannot stroke anymore. Let me comment out, okay? I'm not sure why second time you do tokenization, it failed. Let's assume that you cannot do tokenization like that. So we tokenize once. So this one, let's actually go back to use, do this. So that I put a 10 there. Okay. And let's directly put it over here. Let's do string copy. Here, do tokens. P. And then copy the tokens to the token P. And then P increase every time. So let's do copy. And then let's print down the token P right away. Okay. So this one, the tokens, we directly copy it right away. We don't actually go for a second round. We do it, we don't do it. This actually is wrong, actually. This already is wrong. So let's do this. Let's try another way. Let's try tokens P equals char star memory allocate size of char times string length of the token. But this one, you actually calculate the string length of the token, but you need to plus one because there's a zero there. And then you do string copy. You allocate a memory and then you do string copy. Okay. Let's see what happened. Oh, you don't have the string memory allocate. Okay, now you get it things out already, okay? A little bit complicated, but anyway, that actually will work, okay? A little bit complicated. So this one is actually do cut. We do tokenization right here. We directly do string copy. Okay, it's okay. And then print the tokens P there. Here, let's actually put a mark. Okay, it worked in this way. Okay, you had to allocate a new memory to the array of array of the characters. Okay, but you cannot do tokenization, same tokenization the second time. That's not allowed. Okay, anyway. A little bit more complicated, okay? If you do tokenization and do split, this is actually the split function, okay? A little bit more complicated. You probably don't like the split function. Okay, anyway, here we go through the different string functions. Anything we want to say? Okay, next one, we will do another one. That's actually equivalent the string dot format in Java. Okay, sometimes you don't print to the to the console. You print to the string. So let's do it. Okay. This one called string number 5. Let's see. So here let's have a variable that's called integer a equals 3. Okay. So usually you do printf. And then here you would like to have a percentage d, okay, a equals percentage d /n, and you print your a, okay, something like that. But sometimes you would like to get the result of this, into a string, because you may use the string dot format in Java, right? This one will return a string. So what can you do over here? You actually may have a character. Here let's do pattern 32. Okay, the length of 32, and you do a split. While you print to pattern. Then instead of printing to the monitor, you will get the formatted string stored to pattern. Okay. Then you do print percentage s /n your pattern. Okay. Any question?
No.
This one is equivalent to string dot format in Java. Now we'll print a format to. So this one usually when you use, you actually use in what? In the toString function of the structure. Let's try it. Okay, let's try it. Let's assume that we have a structure point. Okay, this is structure point, the integer x, integer y, something like that. Okay, this is a string structure point, and then you do the type define structure point to point. Jessica, are you okay so far?
Yeah.
So that's when you want to create something called toString. Okay, toString, you create a string and then store it. Okay, so let's see. Here you may return a capital star. Okay, toString. Okay. And then you would do what you would do. Let's assume that you actually have a pointer P1, pointer P, you want to convert it to a string, okay? And then you will return the character, char character, okay? So this one, you actually would do, let's see, you would do char star, okay? str equals, you return a string, so you return str, okay? Here you would do memory allocate, okay, memory allocate what? Memory allocate char pointer, okay, and then size of something times size of char, okay. This one is the size of the string, okay, the length you want to have. So far, how long it is, we don't know. So let's assume that you do as print, okay, to the str. Okay, what format you would do? Let's assume that you do this. %DD. So here you may have 4-digit. Let's assume that you have X and Y, right? You have X and Y. And you are going to do P dot S and P dot Y, okay? So let's see. You have a this, and then 4 character, comma, space, 4 character. So this is 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1. So they are totally, this one is actually totally 10, 12. Totally 12 letters, but you need to add a 0 in there. So here let's actually do 13 character. Okay, see what I'm calculating? I'm actually calculating the 4-digit here, 4-digit here, plus 2-digit in the middle, plus 2-digit on the side, plus a backslash 0. That is totally 13 characters. Okay, so you print that into the string and then you return the string characters. Okay, so here you are going to do printf pointer to string, /s /n. Here you run to string. Of your point1. Okay, so here you declare point1 p1 equal to 3 and 4. Okay. You don't have the memory allocate. I'm sorry, one more time. Okay, so you need to have that library. So here you have a point structure, and there is a toString function. You allocate a string of 13 character because you use this pattern, and you use the S print as a string that format. You actually print the XY into that format, and that is your toString function in C language. And you kind of print that toString function. Okay. And then you cut it. Okay, this is 3 probably too much. Let's do 2. So since I dropped 2, so here you -4, so you get 9 is enough. You adjust it, okay? You adjust based on the pattern's length. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
How to do toString in C language, okay? So this calculation of address is extremely important in C language, okay? You almost need it everywhere. That's very, very important, okay? That's the toString function. And because it's a string is created runtime, so you need to do that. And after you use it, you probably, okay, you would like to destroy it. So this probably is not a good way to do it. Let's actually cut it and do here, let's do char pointer as equals this. Okay, the reason why I want to save it is because you print it, there's no problem, but at the end, you want to destroy it. So you need to free the dynamic memory here. So you don't have a memory leak. Use and then you need to clean it, okay? Any question? Whenever you had a memory allocate, that's a dynamic memory in the heap, you need to return the memory back to the heap. So you do free of that. After you use it, you don't need it, you return it, okay? Any question?
No.
So that's the toString function of a structure, okay? Other than that, should be fine. We cover most of them. String IO, okay. So we talk about splitting, we talk about index up, we talk about toString function, okay. Here, this one's array of string. Array of string you can put into the. So when we have this char month name 13 star, so each of the name is a. So when you do have this a very long name, how do you read it? You read from left to right. So you do see a 13. So 13 is an array, 13 element array. So this 13 element array of what? This is what is before. What is this part? So what's that? Is actually is a pointer to character. So this one you declare a certain array of pointer to character. So it's a 13 element array. Each one is a pointer to character. So in a way, it's another array. Is that okay? That's how
Yeah.
you read it. So the first pointer to character, you assign a list to it. Second, you do it. This actually become a table of the strings. Okay. 13 array of characters. So let's look at the previous one that we have here. This tokenization actually is a 10 array of pointers. Each one of them is a string. So here you actually need to tokenize, you need to memory allocate a new memory for each of the pointers. Otherwise, the pointer is a pointer, there is no memory to store. That's what it is, okay? So if the number of the string you split is more, then you need to increase this. That's how many letters they are, how many words you have. After you split, here you only need 4. If you need more words, then this number need to increase. That's array of strings. Okay, this is array of strings. So here is an example, another example of array of 7 strings. This is another example of array of string. This is actually an array of 7 strings, each one of them pointing to a string. So day 0 is Sunday, something like that, okay? This is an array of strings. Okay, so it's a string copy, whatever, we already talked about it. Comparison, we talked about it already, okay? Concatenation is to connect 2 strings together from your source to destination, okay? Add it to it. Next one, what I want to say is another 2 functions. One is A to OI and I to OA. Okay, these 2 are more important. Another 2 string, I think, is very important function. One is A to OI. Okay, it's a alpha numerical to integer. So it's converting this one alpha numerical to integer is the same as integer that parse int a string. So it's converting the string to an integer. That's what it is, okay? So here, let's look at if I do have an example. Here you do have an example. Let's copy this one, okay? This one is A to OI. So it actually is actually from A is alpha numerical, so it's a string to a number. Okay, let's see. So let's do this. This one, let's call it string number 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do string number 6. That's it. Okay. So here you have 4 strings. These 4 strings. So the first one you convert it to integer. Second one you convert it to integer. So let's actually see these 4 integer it got converted. Okay. So remember, these 2 should have a conversion fail, right? Because they are not an integer. So let's see what happened to string 3 and string 4. So when conversion fail, okay, when you have some number in there, it will still convert. So 987 being converted. When you have wrong number being converted, you got a 0. It actually is a null. Is that okay? You got a 0. Any question?
No.
This is A to OI. Let's actually look at I to OA. I to OA is from integer converted to string. Let's see. So string number 6, let's see. That's 7 already. Jessica, are you okay so far?
Yeah.
So now it's I to OA. I is integer to alpha numerical, okay? So it actually convert an integer to a string. So let's see here. Let's do this that have an integer a equals 3 that have a character actually result that we want to convert. Let's use a 32-bit. Okay, so you do I to OA from A to your result. One moment, okay? One moment. Let me check who go first. Okay. This actually because the language designed not to put. So you have to always check. You have to always check that the source comes first, so which one comes first, okay? So I2OA function with I2OA function. Let's look at this. I2A in C language. I don't want to see that double plus language version. I want to see language version. So there's a radix there. Oh, okay. There's another number called radix. Radix is a base. So the value to string. Okay, that's good. But here you have one more thing called radix. So here radix is 10. You need to convert it to 10. Okay. And then you do print the F. So integer A equals possibility is converted to string. That is S slash N. So your A is converted to result using base 10. Okay, let's see base 10. So let's see I2OA. Implicit oh, you need a string. Okay, sorry. Still don't find it. Let me check, okay? Which is a library, is actually from std-lib. Okay, std-lib is not from string, it's actually from std-lib.h. I'm sorry. Okay, any question? So here, let's assume that you change it to binary, convert it to binary, not using the decimal. So 3 converted to 1. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So this is A to OI is actually converted from alphanumeric to integer. And then you have I to OA, that's integer to alphanumeric. Actually string, okay. Alphanumeric is string. Here so you may have the B to O A, right? Double or floating. So let's see, that's actually another one that's called A to O F in C. Floating point to alphanumeric. There is also F2OA in C. That's the floating point to alphanumeric. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So floating point to alphanumeric is sometimes also similar to the string type format that we talk about, this sprint F. That's actually similar to string type F. Similar to that, okay? Which one better? If you have bracket, the string type format, the sprint F is better. If you just converting the floating point to number, then F to OA is better. Okay, that's up to you. Up to you to see which one is better. Okay, better. Okay, so that's the part we talk about here. We are 437. Next one, let's assume that you want to do this in C double plus. So we are going to move on to C double plus. So next one, what we want to say is that since we are almost done with our C language now, and this formatted, we already talked about, this is string formatted. So let me finish this chapter 9. Now, next one we would like to move from here to C double plus. I'm going to show you how to convert it really quick. Okay, so let's create this one. Let's call it CPP string 7. So it's a string 7. Oh no, let's call it string 7 underline CPP. That's CPP. Okay. So it's a C double plus version of the 7. So let's actually copy this version from C language to C double plus version. So your file extension need to be CPP. That's for sure. Okay. After you convert it to here, you actually put a C here, delete the .h. Put a C here is a C's stdio, C's standard library. Okay. And right here, using namespace std, standard namespace. That's it. That's it. No more change. No more change. Just modify here from stdio.h to C stdio. From stdlib.h. So whatever .h file, you actually add a C later before its name. That's it. And here, adding the standard namespace. That's it. That's all you need to do so far. If you just convert a C language to C double plus language, that's it. Go. Go, it work here. That's actually right here. Let's put a C double plus in front, so you know it's a C double plus version. Okay. So if we miss out this, let's see what happened. If we miss out this, okay. If we don't have, should be working as well. But you cannot add the C double plus language. It actually will still working. So basically, you just need to convert a library. That's it. Okay. Even the namespace is not necessary. You convert a C language file to C double plus. But because you want to use the C double plus grammar, so later you will need that. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Jessica, is that okay?
Yeah.
So I would say your C language is right here. Your C double plus is somewhat like this, almost including C language, are bigger. Now you already learned this part. We are moving on to this part next week. Okay? And then we will teach C double plus level 1, probably another 2 months. Okay, probably another 2 months, 8 weeks. Then we'll go to the C double plus level 2. That will cover the so-called data collections, object-oriented programming, and also something like stack, queue, those kind of things. So that would be more important. When you do ICS 45, you will need that. 46, you will also need that. You need to learn data structure. Okay? And for Benjamin, you're 205. I think you jump to here as well. Okay. So you will be ready for C double plus probably around 2 months later. Okay. But you need to work on the homework. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We already finished the C language. Okay. Now we go bigger to C double plus. Okay. But
Yeah.
there's still a lot of detail you need to study, because here you have a lot of detail. Even me, sometimes it's actually too much detail for C language. As you can see, a lot of detailed things you have to figure it out, because it's an old language. So in the old day, a lot of things being done in a very inconvenient way. Okay. Nowadays much better, but this memory, okay, probably is new to you. You have to learn why we need that. Okay. Okay. Okay, then see you next week. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Mr.
Bye-bye.
Cho. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.